Okay, so to wrap it up, I played another round, and by another round I mean another literal one turn where my opponent went Inquisition of Kozilek, and then I just had this moment of realization of like, oh gosh, this is horrible. You should not play this deck. Um, I did make mistakes, but I think that on a fundamental level, this deck is all in on specific threats. No good way to find them. Those threats aren't even that powerful in the context of modern anymore. I don't think you'll do very well with this deck unless you're in a metagame where you're playing against decks that cannot beat Seismic Assault, and that's it. Like the rest of your deck doesn't do anything really. Um, I think that the tension between like Spirit Guide, Bolt, and lands is probably a little less than I think it is, but like not being able to just fire off on your swans over and over and over and guarantee a kill is kind of awkward. The sideboard could use some work, but I think that the fundamental main deck issues are just so much that I don't even want to think about where that goes. So if you want to play Seismic Assault, the original list that Magnus Bronson, I believe, won Grand Prix Lincoln with in like 2012, that had like Raven's Crime was doing something interesting. The problem with this list too is that casting Loam doesn't get you anywhere. Like your lands don't do things like the Legacy lands deck. Like you don't even have creature lands in this deck. Um, that deck had like Flame Jab at least to hit, or like Raven's Crime to like get somewhere just by like cast Loam, rebuy, cast, rebuy. This deck like doesn't have any graveyard action. I think that's a big issue, and it's just always been a big issue for the modern Loam decks, due to the lack of cycling lands and wasteland and the like. Molten Vortex felt like another powered Magic card. I was not a huge fan of it. Yeah, yeah. Sorry to say, not where it's at.